Hi, Algebra kids. This is Dr. Callahan with Week 7 Tuesday. I hope you guys had a great weekend. Go ahead and pause the video and answer the following three questions. Let's go ahead and start your assignment for today. Keep in mind that your grade is updated. It's updated every week by Monday, so take a look at that. So today is Week 7, Tuesday, Algebra 1, Semester 2. Our topic of discussion is going to be on word problems. Your instruction is to basically watch the video in its entirety and make sure you go ahead and check in with me by 8:40 a.m., which is Tuesday's schedule. And your assignment is due by 3 p.m., so just keep that in mind. All right, with that said, let's go ahead and continue on today's stuff. Let's go ahead and take a look at the breakdown of what you're going to be talking about. So we're going to talk about word problems involving quadratics. I'm going to have you guys fill out the tables with calculators. And also your packet is going to be due, so you need to grab the brand new chapter 7 or week 7 packet that will last you until week 12. Your guided notes today looks like the following. This is your first page. There are 4 questions we're going to go over. Second page and third page. Let's start off with this one right here. So we're going to start off some of these a little bit more simple, and then eventually we'll get to a little bit more difficult stuff. All right, so let's take a look at this right here. Here are a few questions you want to consider, okay? On your paper, I want you to mark where does the rocket start? You're basically launching a rocket. So draw a little rocket. Where do you think it starts? Where is the rocket at the highest point? Go ahead and take your marker or your pencil, mark it on the graph. Where does the rocket land? And how long does a rocket stay in the air? So pause the video and answer the following 4 questions on the graph. All right, next, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the questions here, okay? How long is the rocket in the air? Well, it's in the air between 0 to 8 seconds because on the bottom where it says time, it's from 0 to 8. What is the greatest height the rocket launches? Well, the highest point of where the rocket is all the way up here to the peak of it. And that looks like it's about, I don't know, it's about 260 feet. Yeah, about 260, a little over 250. What is the height, about how high is a rocket after 1 second? At 1 second, it's about 100 feet. At 2 seconds, it is about 190 maybe. And is the rocket going up or down? Well, at this point, it's still going up because it's the yellow part. It's still going up with a positive slope. After 6 seconds, how high is the rocket? I said about 190. At this point, the rocket is indeed going down. Do you think the rocket is traveling faster from 0 to 1 second or from 3 to 4 seconds? And how can you tell? Go ahead and answer that. I will probably look at the curve of the slope. If it's more steep, that means it's probably going at a faster rate. Using the equation, find exactly the value of the height of the rocket at 2 seconds. Now, this is your equation right here, okay? So when t equals 2, whenever you see a t, you replace it with the number 2, just like how I'm doing right here. So 2 squared is 2 times 2, which is 4. 4 times negative 16. 128 times 2 is 256. Negative 16 times 4 is negative 64. So what is 256 minus 64? That is going to give you a perfect feet of 192. So it's not 190, but 192. But 190 is a pretty good guess. Question number 8. The domain means what are the x values? Well, as I'm looking at the graph, it's from 0 to 8. What is a range? Well, from bottom to top, it starts at 0. How far up does it go to? About 260. And lastly, express the interval over which the graph is increasing. Well, the positive slope is from 0 all the way to 4 seconds. And then it's a negative slope, which means it is decreasing from 4 seconds all the way to 8 seconds. So those are the things that you need to make sure you copy down for 11 questions. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the word problems. Go ahead and read the dog problem. It says a Stark have a 24-meter fence to which they make a rectangular dog run. If they use the side of the house as one side of the run, what dimensions will give the maximum area? Okay, so they want to make a dog run. They only have 24 feet of fencing, but they want to have a really big area so they can maximize the uses for their little Fido. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this. Your perimeter is going to be 24. It's not going to change. You're not going to have any more fence, okay? But your width and your length of the fence can change. So if this is a house, the width is on the left side, width is on the right side, the length is on the very bottom. So it's W plus L has to equal 24. So let's just make some guesses. If the width is 1, and the other width has to be 1 as well, because, these two widths are not changing. The length has to be 24 minus 1, which gives you a 22. The area is just length times width, so 1 times 22 is 22 meters squared. Let's make another guess. If your width is going to be 22 meters, your other width is 2 meters, then what's 24 minus 2 and 2? Your length has to be 20. So if I multiply my width times length, 2 times 20, I will get a 40 meters squared. So this is actually a bigger area than the previous one. But let's keep going. If my width here is 3 and this width is 3, then what is my length? It's going to have to be 24 minus 3 minus 3, which is 18. So now let's go ahead and multiply the area. 3 times 18 is 54 meters squared. So this one's actually a bigger area than the previous one as well. Let's continue. If the width is 3 meters, the right side width is 3 meters, my length is 24 minus 4 minus 4, which gives me 16. What is 4 times 16? And again, my area is climbing up higher. Let's proceed forward. If my width is 5 and my other one is 5, what is your length? What is 24 minus 10? And my area is going to be 5 times 14, which is 70. And again, we're still getting bigger. It's kind of like that little quadratic, the rocket. It's still climbing up before it actually falls down. If my width is 6, my length has to be 24 minus 6, which is 12. If I multiply 6 and 12, it is at 72. So it is still climbing higher. Let's keep going. If my width is 7, my length is 10. 7 times 10 is 70. Oh, do you see where your rocket that's launching up is now going to come down? So what is your maximum height or maximum area? 72 meters squared. And what are the dimensions? 6 by 12. This is your answer right here. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Find two numbers whose sum is 16 and whose product is a maximum. So we're going to have first number be x, second number be y. The total of the number has to be 16. So x plus y equals 16. The product, which means is multiplication, has to be the biggest number. So let's say my first number is 1. My second number has to be 16 minus 1, which is 15. Does 1 plus 15 equals 16? Yes, I just want to make sure that's tracked. And what is your product? 1 times 15 is 15. Let's make another guess. If my first number is 2 What is my second number? 16 minus 2 is going to give me a 14. And what is your product? 2 times 14 is 28. So you have a bigger product. Let's continue. If my first number is 6, what is your second number? You know the first number plus the second number has to be 16. So 16 minus 3 is going to give me a 13. 13 times 3, which is the product, is 39. So again, your product is getting higher. If the first number I guess is 4, what is your second number? Your second number has to be 16 minus 4, which is going to be 12. 12 times 4 is 48. And again, still increasing. So pause the video and fill out the rest of the table. All right, if my first number is 5, second number has to be 11, product is going to be 55. If my first number is 6, second number is 10, 6 times 10 is 60. If my first number is 7, my second number is 9, 7 times 9 is going to give me a 63. If my first number is 8, my second number also has to be 8. 8 times 8 is a 64. And now do you see where your little curve, your quadratic curve is now declining? Because it's now going down. So what are the two numbers who has a maximum product? It will be 8 and 8 because you have 64. All right, so what I would like you guys to do right now is take a look at number 5 and number 6. You can go ahead and give those a try, or if you don't like those two questions in particular, you can go ahead and go back to this right here and do number 2 and number 4, and go ahead and work on number 2 and number 4 as well. All right, you guys, as always, stay safe and healthy, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.